So you got yourself one of those new iPhone 16s and you're looking forward to taking some really great photos with it. Me too. But the menu, they've got a lot of opt-ins and a lot of things you need to know about. So I am going to opt in right over here and show you what settings you want to have. So we're going to open up to the settings section and go to camera. And I'm just going to walk you through everything so you can hit the ground running. We start with camera control. That's the new button on the side of the phone right here that lets you get instant access, quicker access to your camera and other tools. So what does it say here? Single click or double click? I'll go for single click. It gives you some other choices there, but I think a single click is good. Photographic styles. Okay, this is the thing. This can be confusing. These are like filters. They'll give you different looks to your images. That's why. They'll giving me the ability to fine-tune my photography. I don't like to put this on. I would rather edit with the photo afterwards. But big word of caution, if you do it and you shoot in a JPEG, you cannot change the look afterwards. You have to shoot in the alternative format called HEIC or HEIC. More on that in a minute. Okay, let's go down. Record video. A whole lot of choices here. 720, I don't think so. 1080, sounds good to me. I like to shoot in 4K, highest resolution possible. Most people shoot 24 or 30 frames per second. I like 60, 4K 60. I get smoother action shots. The files are a little bigger, but it's what I like to do. Action mode, lower light. This is where it decreases the level of stabilization in lower light. I don't think so. I want my stabilization. HDR video, I turn off. I don't like the way it looks. So there. Auto frames per second, auto at 30 and 60. Okay, that's good. Lock camera and lock white balance leaves them in place, which is a good thing. Record SloMo. SloMo, this is one of the big marquee attractions of the iPhone 16 Pro, the ability to shoot in 4K resolution at 120 frames per second. Previously, you could go as high as 1080p. So I'm going 4K, right? At least I have the option now of doing that. If you don't click that button on, you won't have the option. Next, record cinematic. 4K, please. Record sound. This is a whole bunch of audio features, spatial audio, which you would use with the Vision Pro, the headset that sells for $3,500, stereo, mono. Yeah, spatial audio, why not? Formats, this is very important. High efficiency is a smaller file size. It's the HEIC, HEIC photo file as opposed to the JPEG. Buyer beware. You may get a smaller file size, but it's going to be harder to share that file. I took a picture tonight in HEIC, and it was great, and I wanted to show it to the world on Facebook. But Facebook doesn't accept HEIC files. Neither does WordPress. Neither does Pinterest. So I go for most compatible. Thank you very much. Photo mode, 24 megapixel or 12 megapixel. Higher resolution, please. ProRaw and Resolution Center. If you want to shoot in RAW, which is the higher resolution, more latitude, more features, bigger file size, you have to have that button on, or else you won't be able to do it. So definitely yes. And then Pro Default, Pro Max lets you shoot the higher resolution, bigger file size, ProRAW. If you don't do it, you won't have it. And then JPEG lossless is most compatible. Yes, please. What else do we have down here? Apple ProRes, that's a video setting that lets you shoot in basically raw video. If you don't turn it on, you won't be able to do it. So there. It doesn't mean you have to do it, but you won't be able to do it. Preserve settings, yes to every one of these. It means that if you really like shooting in 4K 60 and you close the app, it may go back to 4K 30 or 24 if you haven't done preserve settings. So I do it for all of them. Next up, use volume up for burst. This is really, really important. And I don't understand why Apple doesn't have that on just automatically. You put your finger right here, and you're doing an action shot, and boom, boom, boom. Now you're probably going to have your lenses this way. Keep your finger right down here, and you could take zillions of shots at one setting. Otherwise, you'd have to do it in the shutter. So definitely yes, 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 yes. Scan QR codes. You go to a restaurant, they won't give you a menu. You want to have that button on. And show detected text, yes. Next, for photographers, every one of these. Grid, yes. Level, yes. Mirror front camera, no. View outside the frame, yes. Let me show you. So I turn on the camera, and I don't want to see the ad for photographic styles. Set up later, please. I am not showing you a really great shot, but you see that there are lines in my viewing screen, and that helps me frame the shot. Plus, my leveler tells me when I'm on or off and helps me line up the shot so that my horizons are not off base. Next up, we are going to go, mirror front camera. So if I'm wearing a jacket that says Indiana and that button was clicked, it would start with the letter A instead of I. You know, the backwards thing that you see in selfies? Mirror front camera, by it being off, your lettering will be correct. View outside the frame it shows you, if you're shooting in the 1x lens, what it would look like on 5x. So that's a good thing to have. Fusion camera, what is your, the 1x lens will shoot in 24 millimeter, 28 millimeter, or 35 millimeter. Again, we're talking the 16 Pro. You get to choose which one of those is your default. For me, always going to be 24 millimeter. I like the wide shot. Portraits in, what's next? Portraits in photo mode. This is portrait mode, where it blurs the background. And you can also do that in regular photo mode without having to go to portraits now if it's a picture of a person or a pet. Prioritize fastest shooting. Thank you. Lens correction, yes. Macro control, very important. I have that on now, and I want to take a close-up of my finger. And do you see what comes on the screen? A yellow flower, which says to me, I'm shooting in macro mode. So we definitely want to have that on. Let's quickly run over to the menu screen of the camera app. Okay. And only one thing has changed here. Time lapse is the same in the modes where you get 4 different lens choices. SloMo, you get 2 lens choices, but this is where SloMo, it looks like I have 2 lens choices because I'm shooting in 120 frames per second in 4K. And then when I change it to HD, all of a sudden I have 4 lens choices. So that's good to know. Your lens choices didn't go anywhere. Cinematic, that's like portrait mode, blurred background. In video is the same. Photo is the same. Portrait is the same. Spatial mode, that's something new. That tells us that we can shoot like 3D-like videos that we can only see on the Vision Pro, the $3,500 headset. So that is a new feature to your menu. And Pano is the same. Those are the settings to get you up and running on the new iPhone 16 Pro. Quick little sponsor thing here is that this episode is brought to you by me because I happen to have a new iPhone photography course that is available that'll show you how to shoot professional-like photos on everybody's favorite phone. So be sure to check out the link in the description below. I'm Jefferson Graham. If you have any questions, let me hear from you in the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. And stay tuned for more episodes of PhotowalksTV.